Vanaand baie welkom by vanaand se uitsending van Fokus. Ek is Lenet Francis Peuren. Bietjie later besoek ons 'n groep vroue van Krugersdorp in Gauteng wat plan gemaak het om hulle gesinne te onderhou en ons praat met 'n 100-jarige ouma oor haar siening van onder meer COVID-19. Maar Fokus het al van tevore berig oor probleme met rioollekkasies en stortings in veral kleiner dorpe. Vanaand besoek ons Kimberley in die Noord-Kaap waar inwoners van die westelike woonbuurte erg omgekrap is oor die stank van riool in hulle omgewing. Rioolpompe wat al vir jare stukkend is en erg gevandaliseer word, lei daartoe dat die rioolvuil die veld inloop. Regisseur Keith Suister het saam met van die inwoners gaan ondersoek instel.
My lyk soos 'n pragtige dammetjie hierso in die veld buitekant Kimberley. Maar die inhoud van hierdie dam is alles behalwe skoon water. Dis riool. En die gemeenskap hier in die omgewing sit byna elke dag met die probleem van neustoedruk.
Sharon Stein is die raadslid vir wijk 24 waarin woonbuurte soos Heuwelsig, Gautense en Roodsdien val. Sy is vir die afgelope 3 jaar in 'n ewige stryd met die munisipaliteit oor die rioolprobleem gewikkel.
The pump station, which is on the other side, does not work. It's not working at all. So all this sewage is coming here. On that side over there, we've got the 2 hospitals, the main hospitals. So everything is coming from the hospitals. It's all coming from the residential area, which is over there. Now, every time you try and speak to your municipality to ask them to assist us, we're not getting anywhere, and we get told it's on the agenda, it's on the agenda, it's on the agenda. People cannot continue living like this. We're having COVID as well, obviously. This is a health risk, if I can put it as such. How do you explain, how do you get people to understand that that view there is actually sewage, it's not water?
You've been mentioning that you've been speaking to the municipality for a while. You're a councillor in this area for some time, but you've been on this constantly. Do you think that it's a financial problem, this?
Yes, I do. Apart from being a financial problem, I believe it's a problem that's just been pushed one side to one side to one side. It's not been taken as seriously. I've been councillor now for 3 years. Before that, it was on the council before me was 5 years. We are going for 8 years with this problem. And every time they keep telling us, it's on the IDP, it's on the IDP, then it gets pushed one side, it gets taken away, it's back on the IDP again. But I don't know if they're going to do it this year. Is it going to be? That's why we cannot have any development taking place around here because people cannot live in this. No person can live in sewage. That is basically what it is. It doesn't matter where.
Hierdie pompstasie agter my by Gautense is 'n groot probleem wat veroorsaak dat honderde tot duisende liter riool die veld in stroom omdat die pomp geheel en al stukkend is. Die kabels word gesteel. Die elektrische kabels word gesteel, die drade word gesteel en soos jy kan sien, loop water onnodiglik die veld in.
En die venter is een van die inwoners van Gautense wat byna elke dag met die stank van riool opgeskeep sit.
Die reuk is baie sterk in die wanneer die wind verkeerd waai. Ek is nou nie 'n windkenner om te sê van suidoos of noordoos nie. En party aande is dit regtig so intens dat dit voel eintlik of jou sinusse brand van die swak of die sterk reuk. Die pomp se geskiedenis kom nou al so 10 jaar seker plus wat daar probleme is. Aan die begin het die munisipaliteit as jy 'n fout gerapporteer het oor reuk baie vinnig gereageer. Die laaste paar jaar is daar verskeie diefstal wat plaasgevind het waar die kabels, jy kan sien hoe lê die kabelstukkie hierso, waar hulle die kabels gesteel het en dan vat dit baie langer om die pomp te herstel. Ook nuus wat ons van die munisipaliteit gekry het is dat die pompstasie huidiglik te klein is en sal moet geopgradeer word om die hoeveelheid riool te hanteer. In my straat is daar verskeie, ek bly in Winterberglaan, net hier agter is daar verskeie mense wat longprobleme het. Daar's jong kinders daar en as 'n mens hierdie opname sien wat nou gemaak is hierso van hoe dit lyk, is dit skep volgens my 'n hengse gesondheidsprobleem. Ek voel net dat daar iets ewen op die korttermyn gedoen kan word om hierdie probleem aan te spreek. Het sy nuwe kabels insit en die pomp wat die was net aan die gang te kry.
Cliff Hodgson woon in Hillcrest. Hy het die afgelope 3 jaar duisende rande spandeer om sy vloere reg te maak, dit nadat sy huis telke male vol riool geloop het.
Keith, I've been in this house for close on 3 years now. The first year that I was in the house, the sewage used to overflow, but then it was just in the yard, and that wasn't too much of a problem. But last year, March, it started coming into my house. It flooded my whole house completely 3 or 4 times. That it cost me 80,000 rand damage. I had to actually have door frames cut so tiles could be put in, because all the wood at ground level rotted. So that all had to be changed. Looks like the biggest problem is the infrastructure was never updated. And every time I phone the municipality to complain about it, they keep on telling me that their pump station has tripped because it can't handle the flow anymore. All they do is go to the main line, push in their piece of metal rod and clear the line, and that's all they do. Besides that, I've had no help from the municipality.
So you told me that you did your own intervention to prevent the water coming back into your yard again. What did you do?
I had to. What I did was I took 110 millimeter pipe in and laid from a drain to the street to stop the actual sewage going into the house. It flows into the street, which is in eyesore to the public, and it's damaging the road, as you can see there as well. But rather have the sewage in the street than in my home.
Ons het by die Soplaatjie munisipaliteit gaan hoor hoekom die probleem met riool so lank nou al sloer.
Vandalism is actually one of the key problems that we are encountering with our Gautense sewer system, that side. And it's not only that particular place. Most of our infrastructure within the city is really going through a strain around the issue of vandalism. Now, our Gautense substation is due for upgrade, and the other one, the one in Hillcrest, is also due for upgrade. It's massive upgrade for which is in the region of multi-million. Work is starting. I think within the next 2 weeks. The laying of pipes will start.
Kom ons hoop dat die gemeenskap na die beloftes eens en vir altyd van die rioolreuke ontslaag gaan wees.
Sal maar wag en kyk of daardie pype aangelê word. Net hierna maak ons 'n draai in Gauteng, waar 'n groep vroue op 'n innoverende manier 'n inkomste verdien om brood op die tafel te sit. Bly by ons. Ons gaan voort met Fokus. Die werkloosheidssyfer het reeds vanjaar toegeneem en daar word verwag dat dit verder kan styg. Die Suid-Afrikaanse Sakekamer waarsku dat dit tot 50% kan styg weens die impak van die COVID-krisis. Terwyl die land Vroue Maand vier te midde van die wêreldwye pandemie, het Fokus gaan inloer by 'n netwerk van Gautengse vroue. Hulle het innoverend begin dink oor hoe om in die moeilike tyd na hulle families te bly omsien. Regisseur Adel van die kerk het ontdek dat rommel vir die vroue 'n uitkoms bied.
We get materials from various corporates. Our primary focus is to try and focus on stuff that would normally end up in landfill because it can't be recycled. It's really about teaching people that waste is actually got value. Everything can be looked at really differently and turned into something of value. My name is Winnie McHenry. I'm from a company called Upcycle Creative, and we basically reinvent stuff from waste, teaching community how to make money and make a living from waste. The idea is we help corporates with their waste problems. So we find out from them what it is that they don't have a solution for, and we try and help them reinvent that waste into a product that the community can actually make products from. We've got a lot of corporates that will give us branded products, so t-shirting that have been printed and misprinted. We will cut up the bottom of the t-shirt and use it for a drawstring bag. We use it to make our masks, and the top part of the t-shirt where it's branded, we'll cut that up. So the whole part of the entire product gets used, and we make sure that corporates are like at least 97 to 99% zero waste to landfill. We also get normal waste from households. So if you just had a party on the weekend and you have a bunch of champagne bottles, we'll take that and cut it up and turn it into candles. We take magazines, turn it into beads. A lot of books that are diaries that are from last year, we turn those into books for schools. 2-litre Coke bottle can turn into a gift box. We have a shop that basically supports the community, so we help them sell their products that are made from the waste. With the COVID thing, we've had to close down our shop for a few months.
Thank you.
We identified the fact that we're going to need masks and stuff through this crisis.
The PR agent didn't check with Saint City about where
Taught our ladies how to actually just turn our t-shirts and some of the fabric into actual masks. We just got them going and networked the whole process and got the fabrics, showed them how to turn it into the products that they needed, and we started mass producing masks to help with the influx of the demand. It's a whole CMT arrangement, but it's done in the community. So CMT is cut, measure and trim. So it's like a factory production of clothing and masks and stuff, but done within the community. So we just coordinate and quality control everything and make sure that when we get the product at the end of the day, it's in perfect condition. And we also we'll help with the templates and stuff like that. And we'll meet people in different places. Bongi started with us. She started doing sewing for us. So she actually went and set up her own little space, started teaching her community how to do it. So she's my network into her community.
I met Winnie from Upcycle through another lady that I used to sew for her to do the straw bags for another company. My name is Bongi Shabalala and I live in Swanaville, and this at the back is the sewing center that we opened in Swanaville to help the ladies out. Most of the ladies here, they were sitting at home because since the lockdown, most places were closed, so we had to make some money to feed the families. Most of the masks that we are making them from the pieces of the clothes that are being donated to Upcycle. So some of the masks, we never bought the fabric for them. They were pieces that were donated. I would say per week, let me see, because we usually divide them into 2 groups, and then another group maybe like 250 a day, and then we can multiply that. Yeah, it's a lot of maths. For me, especially, it made me very proud that at least I am doing my part. I am helping some way. I am lending a hand some way.
The doctors within the medical industry have started buying directly from us, and they're buying for themselves, and they're also then starting to buy for their own staff. And then a lot of doctors are also just buying masks and stuff for the patients, because it is the cloth mask, it's the washable cloth mask, but it's just to give them that layer of protection, because a lot of people in the beginning didn't have masks, and the hospitals weren't able to hand out masks to the actual patients.
Is it too clear and able to open? And the seam?
Because there's such a short supply of actual medical stuff, and the government is not really able to support the doctors to the degree that they would like. A lot of the doctors have decided to actually start making gowns and stuff for their staff and their nurses. Because this gown can easily be used for like 16 hours at a time, you can disinfect it, you can wipe it, and you can keep going. You don't have to change gowns every 5 minutes.
The gown, well, I don't know how many prototypes we made. Make and then we have to adjust, and then make, we have to adjust. So that it end up being a comfortable fit for someone, you see. If it's for the doctor, you don't want something that will like be a problem, something that will be flexy and comfortable for them, because you know they'll be running up and down.
We did in April 25,000 masks for a man, and that's when we realized we can do up to 5,000 masks a day because we were really pushing. But yeah,
It was crazy. It was crazy, and we had to even ask other ladies who couldn't even come here to come and help us because it was a big order, so we had to roll.
I've got quite a few ladies just individually that are scattered throughout, like Alex, Randburg, Orange Farm, Herinneringe, as far as Herinneringe, Sharpeville. But then I've actually got proper communities that we started with upcycle training on. In Alexander, we do paper projects and stuff. Then we've got Randfontein, Motlekeng, Orange Farm, Swaneville, Krugersdorp. So it's just spread. It's this like web of fabric and sewing happening in the background that I don't even know myself where it all goes. I just have my key ladies that check everything and I get them back.
Beyond Corona, the plan is to keep the ladies, teach them other things to do, so that as time going forward, we have other things to do.
Laat my dink aan die gesegde wat daar 'n wil is daar 'n weg. Bly ingeskakel, net hierna stel ons jou voor aan 'n 100-jarige gogo wat haar eie mening oor onder meer COVID-19 het. Moenie weggaan nie, ons is nou terug. Ter viering van Vroue Maand het Fokus gaan inloer by 'n ouma van Bosmond in Johannesburg. Ouma Telma Noah het onlangs haar 100ste verjaarsdag gevier. Sy het haar indrukke van die koronakrisis met Fokus gedeel en ook vertel hoe haar lewe in Johannesburg verloop het.
Sophiatown, I did standard school in Sophiatown until standard 5. They didn't have standard 6 there at all, so I had to go to Nuclear. We had to walk to Nuclear, from Sophiatown to Nuclear. And I just spent a year there. Then I went to Newtown School for standard 6. And then from there, of course, we had a African Training Center in Vredendorp, where everybody went afterwards, even became teachers there. And that's where I went for the next couple of years until I qualified as a teacher. Most of us went for teachers. Some went for nurses. There wasn't many opportunities those days, no, really. Most of us went for teaching. Others went for nursing. That's about all I think they could get. And others went to the factories, clothing factories. We formed a group, so we fought the case to stay in Albertville, you know. But we lost it. We had quite a big court case to fight to keep Albertville, because basically mostly coloured people there that time.
You've gone through 2 world wars as well as apartheid and currently this pandemic. How has all of these attributed towards your life?
1940, I think was 1946, the next war. That one, I think, yeah. And of course, experienced lots of other things, like the first man on the moon, you know, those things we could see those days. And astronauts going up, having the breast cancer and reviving it without having to go for chemotherapy. That was wonderful.
I've got the put on the back of this.
We are going to master this pandemic. If we just, you know, that verse in the Bible where God says, if my people, or by my name, turn from their wicked ways, then I will heal their land. It's in Chronicles.
Touch wood, nobody's had a cold or flu here in the last 4 months. We pump each other with vitamin B, vitamin C, and Granny goes out every day for 10-15 minutes, vitamin D. toe sy 97 was, het ek gevra, Granny, is jy nie bekommerd oor 3 jaar is jy 100, né? And then she said, no, my boy, you must worry in 33 years' time, you'll be 100.
For 4 months, I was really, really sick. But by God's grace and His healing mercies, here I'm sitting today.
I said to her, Granny, remember, it's going to be your 100. You want to be here. And every day she gets up, I can't walk. I say, you are going to walk. You're definitely going to walk. And there she is.
Chalk and cheese, eh?
Yes.
I was very active in sport. I played tennis. At the age of 18, my father coached me to play tennis. Since that age, I was playing tennis until I turned 40. For 2 seasons, I played hockey because at the time of that Second War, the balls were scarce. There were no tennis balls, it was imported. And at the age of 40, I went into lawn bowls. Then I played till I was 70 years of age. I enjoyed that very much.
So what do you do these days to keep yourself active, to keep your mind active, to keep your mind sound?
I'm trying to get some wool now to knit for the hospital children, you know. I read a lot. I do crosswords. Oh, crosswords, I can't go without my crosswords. And we were a group of ladies. We started off with 8 of us playing Scrabble for many years. 4 of them have died now, so there's only 4 left. La 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 la, la 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 la. My nephew who took the ministry, he forced my niece, my cousin and his sister and myself to join the choir with old people in Sophia Town. And I was in the choir since that time. I was about 18 years of age. Wow. And I retired now at the age of 97. I'll come to thee.
What would your advice be for a 10-year-old about life?
A 10-year-old, yeah. There's lots ahead of them still in life. I said she mustn't just, she mustn't turn her back on anything. She must just live with hope for the best, and do whatever she can, which is good, and look to the future with hope.
Dis ongelukkig aan vir vanaand. Ons is volgende Woensdag aand om 7:00 weer terug op ons pos. Onthou, as jy vir ons 'n WhatsApp wil stuur met 'n wenk vir stories wat ons kan vertel, kan jy ons WhatsApp nommer gebruik. Dit behoort nou op jou skerm te wees. Die nommer is 079 989 5290. Fokus word nou weer elke donderdagoggend om 10:30 op SABC 2 herhaal. En ons is steeds beskikbaar op YouTube. Ons lees graag jou kommentaar, jou tweets en jou voorstelle. Stuur dit vir ons aan fokus@sabc.co.za. Jy kan ook ons Fokusblad op Facebook besoek. Daardie adres is by Fokus SABC en dan op Twitter is dit by Fokus ZA. Baie dankie vir die saamkyk. Besoek ons webwerf. 'n Goeie gesonde week vorentoe. Totsiens.